Good afternoon, everyone. This is the special Civil Service Commission meeting for August 16th. The time is 5:06. We're going to call the meeting to order. And Madam Clerk, will you please take roll?
Commissioner Gazarian.
Here.
Commissioner Hartunian.
Here.
Commissioner McGrabian.
Here.
So, commissioners and members of the public, you will notice that Mark McCarley is not here today. His term as commissioner has ended, and we are welcoming a new commissioner, Armene McGrabian, who was appointed yesterday and has been sworn in. So welcome to our new commissioner.
Thank you.
Welcome.
We look forward to working with you, working alongside you, and supporting you in any way that we can. Mr. McCarley has shared with me that he will attend our September meeting, at which time we will say our proper goodbyes to him and thank him for his service. At this time, since we are reorganizing the commission, are there any nominations for chair of the Civil Service Commission?
May I?
Yes.
Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the special meeting. I know we have a lot to cover as far as welcomes, and I don't know if we're saying goodbye to Commissioner McCarley today, but before we do that, let's take care of the reorganization. And to that end, I would like to nominate Commissioner Gazarian for the position of the chair, and based on that, we will take it from there. Or after the nomination, do we take a vote?
We don't need a second for nominations. We would continue to keep the floor open to see if there are any other nominations.
Right.
And if there are any, we would accept those. We would ask Commissioner Gazarian if he accepts the nomination.
I would.
And then, so we would just give it a moment to see if there are other nominations. And then we can now take a vote if there are none.
Okay, so hearing none. Russ?
Commissioner McGrabian.
Aye.
Commissioner Hartunian.
Yes.
Commissioner Gazarian.
I don't know that. Can I vote?
Yes. If you don't, you can't.
You're supposed to say.
It will be
accept.
short one vote.
I accept. Okay.
Okay, congratulations.
Thank you.
And
Congratulations.
Thank you.
I'll turn it over to you.
Thank you. First, let me thank outgoing Chair McCarley for his outstanding service and welcome Commissioner McGrabian for what will undoubtedly be outstanding service to come. Let us proceed with the next item on the agenda. Mr. Kwan?
Minutes, consideration for
are
the
we-
minutes of the May 10th, 2023 and July 6th, 2023 meetings.
Do we want to also select a vice chair at this meeting, or do we want to put that off to a later time?
If it's okay, maybe we should put it to the next meeting so that Ms. McGrabian can get a feel for the process and we can consider each of us in earnest, our nomination choices for that role.
Okay, so we'll bring back this item at the next meeting.
Thank you.
Okay, so minutes. Normally, we would hear consideration of the minutes from the regular meeting held May 10th and July 6, 2023, where we did not have a quorum. For May 10th, if there are no changes or comments by Commissioner Hartunian or Chair Gazarian, and seeing that the commission has been reconstituted, this will be a note and file item. Additionally, on July 6, where there was no quorum, if there are no questions, this will also be a note and file item.
Any questions?
None for me.
Not for me.
Very well. It will be noted as a note and file item.
We would still need a motion to note and file, please.
Move to file. Second.
I second it.
Roll call?
Commissioner Hartunian.
Yes.
Commissioner McGrabian.
Yes.
Chair Gazarian.
Yes. Thank you. Next item, please.
Oral communications. We do not have any cards, nor do we have any calls waiting.
Thank you. Next item.
Recruitment and examination report for July 6, 2023 and August 16, 2023.
Thank you. Ms. Adams?
Mr. Chair and members of the commission, this is the regular recruitment and examination status report, which represents the current recruitments in process and that our team is working on. You'll notice that our team has 139 open recruitments at this time that are in various stages of the examination and selection process, and the report reflects the various stages. If the commission has any questions, I'd be happy to answer them. Otherwise, this is a note and file item.
Any questions?
No questions.
Commissioners?
No
Questions?
question.
Thank you. Next item.
Eligible list established July 6, 2023 and August 16, 2023.
Thank you. Ms. Adams?
Yes, Mr. Chair and members of the commission, the subject before the commission is a regular report that includes all of the eligible lists that were recently established since our last meeting. The report includes the total number of applications, the total number of individuals that advanced through various stages of our examination process since our last meeting. We have had a total of 27 lists that were established. 11 were open to the public, 11 were given on a promotional basis, and 5 were given on an open and promotional basis. This is a note and file item. However, if the commission has any questions, I'd be happy to try and answer them.
Thank you. Any questions?
No questions.
No questions.
Thank you. Next item, please.
Job bulletin for approval, firefighter recruit paramedic promotional.
Thank you. Ms. Adams?
Mr. Chair and members of the commission, we are seeking your approval to change the promotional job bulletin for firefighter recruit, specifically modifying the minimum requirements. The fire department is seeking to require promotional applicants to be a paramedic or be enrolled in a certified paramedic program and complete the national registry by December of 2023. For the public's awareness, the National Registry is our nation's emergency medical services certification organization. Paramedics are more highly trained than emergency medical technicians or EMTs, which is the current minimum qualification. Paramedics are capable of more advanced medical procedures, such as providing oral or monitoring EKGs, or performing other procedures. Paramedics provide care to patients as they enter hospitals and emergency rooms from ambulances. The fire department has ambulance operators who are a natural feeder to firefighter recruit. For those who invest in becoming a paramedic, this will be a great promotional opportunity and a retention opportunity. This item was scheduled to be presented before the Civil Service Commission at the July meeting. However, due to the cancellation of the meeting, then Chair McCarley approved the item for the time being. And as such, this item is being brought back to the full commission for formal approval. The Glendale Firefighters Association has been given an opportunity to review the proposed change. We met with them and discussed the item. There are no outstanding issues. If there are any specific questions from the chair or other commissioners, we have our Fire Chief Ernst here, as well as one of our battalion chiefs, and they will be happy to answer any specific questions that you have.
Any questions?
I do have a question.
Chairman Gazarian, Commissioners, Brian Ritchie, I'm the Training and Safety Battalion Chief. I can answer any question you guys have.
Good evening. I do have a question about the addition of the knowledge and skill in. For the paramedic practices and procedures, how do you determine what type of practices and procedures are sufficient enough to meet the qualifications?
Yeah, the general standard is set by the Department of, basically LA County. DHS sets the standards for paramedic in LA County, so we follow their guidelines strictly.
So there is something written where you could refer to?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. I appreciate that.
Any other questions? Thank you. Is that a motion? Do we need a motion again?
Yes.
We do, right? Okay, is that a motion?
Move to approve?
Before I can move to approve, I would like to add a comma at the end and add as per County of Los Angeles requirements so that it's
Can you
clear.
refer to the page?
It's the
would
page is
you?
number 15. It's the additional change. It's in red. It says paramedic practices and procedures, and I would like to add comma as required by the County of Los Angeles. And I'm not sure what the exact language was.
Forgive me, may I ask you to come up again one more
Can
second?
we get some help on the language, please? Just to clarify so that there's never an ambiguity as to an applicant saying, I do possess the knowledge and skill, and we say, sorry, you don't, and I don't want any problems. So if we write as per, what would the correct language be?
It's the Los Angeles County Department of Health Services, the
Requirements?
Emergency Medical Agency. Correct, Chief, am I quoting that wrong? EMTP
Okay, so-
requirements.
So may I suggest, Commissioner McGrabian, the following language, paramedic practices and procedures,
Comma,
Comma.
as per the County of Los Angeles, as directed by
By the
the,
Los Angeles County,
as directed, as set forth
as set forth by
by
what
the
did you call
county.
it?
directed is good, because it's directed, correct? It's a requirement.
Yes.
By
Okay, it's
the LA
direct-
County Department of Health Services?
Yeah, the state has requirements, but the counties are stricter than the state of California.
There you go, so there's
As
no,
directed by the LA County Department of Health Services.
and then, so if we read this language, someone can go and find that document.
Yes, there's reference materials online for the entire manual for the Department of Health
Is
Services.
there anything else we can add to help us find what the document is and where to find it?
What was the chief's comment about the UTP requirement?
Excuse me, the UTP?
Yeah, what was,
EMT.
oh,
Oh, okay.
EMT?
Yeah, emergency medical technician, paramedic.
Well, we are deleting that EMT language. So if is it similar? Is it the same language?
It's just the LA County DHS covers EMTs and paramedics, paramedic being a high level of service.
Okay.
So they have strict requirements for paramedics above EMT for licensure.
Do you think that it would be clear for the hiring department if we add this language to direct us to the correct place?
That would be very clear if you could add
Okay,
that.
so that the recruiting team can know
Yes,
whether the person possesses the knowledge and skill required.
yes.
Okay, thank you so much.
Do
Point
we
of
have a
order.
final language?
Point of order, there ought to be a motion to amend the specification.
The motion did not have a second, so it would have failed for lack of a second. And now we've got some additional language with regard to clarification. So we're looking for a new motion at this point.
I believe it would be Commissioner McGrabian's motion and the suggested language for the record that I'm sure will be seconded and put to a vote.
Okay, I move that the new language be paramedic practices and procedures as directed by the Los Angeles County Department of Health Services.
If I could just add, I think the motion is to approve the firefighter recruit bulletin as amended. And we've got the amended language already captured. So that's the motion, and we're looking for a second for that.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Commissioner Hartunian,
Yes.
Commissioner McGrabian,
Yes.
Chair Gazarian.
Yes, thank you. Next item, please.
New class specification for approval, Fleet Compliance Manager.
Thank you. Ms. Adams?
Mr. Chair and members of the commission, we are here to request your approval for the newly established class specification for Fleet Compliance Manager in the Public Works Department. During the June 13th City Council meeting, The council approved this new position. The Public Works Department is now seeking to establish the class specification to outline the essential functions and minimum qualifications for the position. This is a mid-management classification which shall be responsible for coordinating field and office work in connection with the city's fleet compliance obligations related to underground and above-ground petroleum storage tanks, vehicle fuel, liquid storage, and disposal. This classification will also be responsible for coordinating activities with vendors to ensure routine testing and repairs to comply with all local, state, and federal regulatory agencies. This item was scheduled to be presented before the Civil Service Commission at the July 16, 2023 meeting. However, due to the cancellation of that meeting, then Chair McCarley approved the item for the time being, and as such, this item is being brought back before the full commission for formal approval. We have notified the Glendale Management Association, and they have not expressed any concern. So we respectfully request your approval of the newly established class specification as submitted. If you have any questions, we have the Assistant Director of Public Works, Kevin Todd, here, and he will be happy to answer any specific questions you may have.
Any questions?
I do have a question.
Go ahead.
Is this a physically arduous position?
Hi, Kevin Todd. I'm the Assistant Director of Public Works. I manage the Fleet Division and the Facilities Division. Good afternoon, Commissioners, and congratulations on your appointment to Chair.
Thank you, I think.
To address your question, no. This is primarily an administrative position. However, they do have several field activities and supervision within the field that happens on a daily basis.
Okay, thank you. I have one more question. Under education and training, it says bachelor's degree is environmental science. Is this a typographical error? Should it say in instead of is?
I believe so.
Yes, that is a typo.
Thank you so much, Mr. Todd.
Any other questions?
None
No.
from me.
Is there a motion?
Move to approve.
I'll second the motion.
Thank you. Roll call, please.
Thank you.
Commissioner Hartunian,
Yes.
Commissioner McGrabian,
Yes.
Chair Gazarian.
Yes, thank you. Next item, please.
Reports and information, employee job performance evaluations, past due aging report for July 6, 2023 and August 16, 2023.
Thank you. Ms. Adams?
Yes, Mr. Chair and members of the commission, before you is an informational report on performance evaluations and the return status for the City of Glendale's employees. As you can see, the response rate is very good. There are no past due evaluations on the second notice list. If the commission has any questions, I'd be happy to answer them. Otherwise, this is a note and file item.
Any questions?
No questions.
Thank you. Next item, please.
Civil Service Commission, staff comments.
Any comments?
I have a couple. First of all, I want to again welcome Commissioner McGrabian to our wonderful commission. I believe I speak for everyone. We welcome you, and we look forward to working with you on this commission. Long overdue, so welcome.
Thank you so much.
I have also come to learn that today was an Employee Appreciation Day in our city, and we had looks like a wonderfully successful event earlier here in the city. And I want to join everyone in expressing my appreciation, this commission's appreciation to all of our employees, and just express my sincere gratitude. Please continue doing what you do. I was just talking to the Chief Ernst, and I said, it's very, very rewarding to be a part of this commission and deal personally with the employees and handle the issues. Otherwise, a lot of people may think that the city runs on its own, by itself, on autopilot. So we know that it doesn't, and I have learned that over 600 employees were present today at this wonderful event. And again, thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
I share those sentiments. I did not know it was Employee Appreciation Day. I would have been more appreciative of my employees earlier today, although they're not in the city of Glendale. But I do want to thank all those people over the years who have appeared before this commission. And, having Commissioner McGrabian joining us, and you are most welcome, it reminded me of the first evening I was part of the commission. It was many years ago. I still had no hair, but I was engaged as you have been, and it's a breath of fresh air to have a new set of eyes looking at things, whereas some of us, at least myself, I know, whereas I was much more honed in, there are times that you just think this is so easy that you take it for granted, but it's important to always have that extra care and attention, which I compliment you on having brought to this dais with you this evening. I want to again thank Chair McCarley. He certainly was one of a kind and will be one of a kind, and I look forward to seeing him next month if he comes before this body. This is my third term as serving as chair. I have previously served twice, and I take it very seriously because it is a distinct honor to have this awesome responsibility with my fellow commissioners, and I'm sure with the gentleman to my right and the lady to my left, I will serve out the remaining days or months or weeks, however long I'm on this commission, better than I have in the past. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for your kind words.
Next item.
Closed session, reinstatement, library assistant.
At this time, do we sign off? After all these years, I still don't know how we do it. We sign off, but
Go off camera. We would ask everyone who is not part of this agenda item to leave the room, and we will go into closed session.
and then we will report out, but not on camera.
Yeah, we will not go back on camera, but we will go back into open session to report out.
Right. Thank you.